What do you think, Chris? Think it'll fit?
Yeah, it's a good looking Jeep. You could clear the shifter. Yeah. Tight there. We could come down.
It'll clear though.
Down a hair or what?
Yeah, I can try that.
All right, folks, we got our drive link, 4-wheel drive link hooked up. 2 high, 4 high, 4 low, and 2 low. Let's see, what else have we done tonight? Got our clutch line formed up and done. Got our pedals done and hooked up. Gonna paint all this. Got our brake to our booster. Hopefully we have enough throw down here. Hopefully I don't have to notch these and bend them up a bit. And we got our clutch. This guy's got good throw. Yep, I had to offset obviously because the original one is covered by the booster. But fairly clean solution, and what's cool is you could go back to stock if absolutely necessary. Yep, so moving right along, we might start a little bit of work on the fuel lines, get those run. Okay, we're working on our Borgeson steering here. Looks like it's just barely gonna clear our motor mount right here, with pretty good angle. So yeah, should be very clean. FJ40 power steering build. Here are our offset brackets for our bearing that's gonna pass through the firewall. This is the Mark 1 version, a little too small, not the right angle. So you can see the difference between these here. Just a slight bump in angle and definitely more offset so that we can get our bolts through. It's gonna shorten the steering column by about 1 inch, but small sacrifice to make for power steering. So there we go. We're back on the FJ40 build. Steering is absolutely buttery. Let's take a look at our steering column setup here. So I've never really seen it done this way before, at least not with the system I went with. I designed and plasma cut this bracket that holds this bearing, and this bracket is actually welded to the steering column housing. So this is all one unit. So these 4 bolts come off, this slides down the shank, and then these bolts come out, the steering wheel could come off, and this whole thing, as long as you take the yoke off, it can all pass out through the firewall. So it is disassemblable. The only downside is that this bearing is not serviceable. It's on there for good, unless you cut the shaft somehow. Next time I do it, I'll get a slightly larger bearing that can fit over the full length of the shaft. This one's just slightly undersized. At the same time, considering this thing's only gonna make maybe 500 revolutions a year, because it's literally just steering one way, steering the other way, I think it's gonna be just fine. Anyway, got our U-joint welded, comes down. We've got about a quarter, dropping holes on my head. We've got about a 1/4 inch of gap at the tightest to our engine mount, so nice and close, but really good steering angle. And yeah, so steering's all done. That's that. I will be putting some sort of cover or boot over the inside to keep dust and garbage out of the cab. Then over here, we just finished our throttle cable. This is actually just like a 36-inch universal throttle cable that I got on Amazon. Stainless steel cable. What I did was I actually just drilled out cut off the original little nub that comes out for the linkage. And this bolt just fit right through. It's got a little adjuster Allen key on there, and there we go. And see inside the cab. It's very messy. I have not cleaned up in a few days, but it is what it is. Classic 12HT. Almost no throw in this pedal, but hopefully in the future when I have more time, I will actually extend that arm and I'll be able to get this pedal all the way up and even with the other ones. Yep, all of our pedal assemblies are done for now. Yeah, just moving right along. Now we're shortening our drag link for our steering. So we cut it 10.5 inches, took a 10.5 inch piece out, and then we're gonna shorten it 10.25. So we'll have a 1/4 inch of fill. We've got this rod that slips in here and in here, and these holes that we're gonna fill. And yeah, that'll be our drag link. Okay, so here's everything tacked together. We've got our pitman arm. And here's our shortened drag link. Coming over to our factory tie rods. Still lots of thread on this. I'm not worried about how far pulled out it is. Yep. Should be good. It is a little on the low side. This will obviously suck up another 1/2 inch or so. In the future, I might come in with a slightly higher rod angle, but for now, I think we're gonna run it like this. And if we start bashing it on a bunch of rocks, we'll change it. But you can see it's pretty out of the way. I'm not really worried about it.